Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Jelly Roll, and you can check me out right here on the Bootleg podcast. We talked about some real stuff, we talked about some funny stuff, and we talked about some goofy stuff. This is going to be worth the listen.
Boom.
You know, the good news is I've just assumed we were rolling.
Well, now we're rolling.
Yay.
Jelly
All
roll.
right. We're fucking here.
Talking about mushroom gummies.
We're talking about mushroom gummies and how I was like, I'm going to take 6. And he was like, yeah, just take 2 and think
So
about
what were you
it.
saying about the type of drugs that you don't mind carrying?
I don't mind carrying any drug that you can ingest. That is like an immediate no problem. It's like the instant solving of the. I don't want to.
We're getting pulled over. We're stressed out. I can solve the problem.
Let's everybody just split the pack in half, right?
Yeah.
And we're all going to be high. Nobody's going to jail, and we're going to have a wild afternoon we didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? Those are the best ones.
Have you done that where you've eaten drugs before you got pulled over?
Yes, before the cops even. I didn't even get whipped one time. He just followed me for so long.
So you were what were you eating? Weed?
I took some fucking shrooms.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I took like a fucking whole fucking a whole fucking quarter. I like did the journey, dog. I was like, he followed me for like 12 minutes. I was like, he's whipping me at any moment, dude. And I don't want to be caught scrambling when he does, so I just. And this son of a bitch just bangs a hard left on me. Like he watched me take him like, ha, fatty. Have a good afternoon, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Aren't those the best highs, though? They're like the best drunks. Like when you go somewhere and you're like, I'm not going to get drunk tonight.
And then you end up, yeah, that's true.
I had that this morning.
You got drunk this morning?
Yeah, yes, at 7:15 this morning. You want to hear this story?
Yeah.
Best story ever. We go get on our plane this morning. Mm-hmm. Our plane leaves at 7:15 this morning. I'm on like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I hate flying.
You've been a little sick, too, I saw.
I've been a little under the weather. Yeah. I'm starting to feel better because I took a steroid pack. I sit down on the plane, and the dude next to me is just cool as fuck. And as soon as I sit down, I'm joking. I get on the plane, I'm like, you're lucky contestant number 1. You get the fat guy next to you today. I know that's what he's thinking, right? When I'm standing in the aisle, tell me it's not a plane full of people going, please not me.
Not me.
Please not me. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you're it, buddy. I'm your guy. And I sit down next to him. And across from us is a nice couple. They're a gay couple, really nice couple. They're cool. We're all engaging. We got a little thing going in this row. And before the plane takes off, the flight attendant's like, anybody want a drink? This is a long flight. And I was like, yeah, I'll tell you. You got a tequila? He was like, well, I got the margarita shooter. So it's like, he pours me a big, nice margarita. I smack it. Dude next to me smacks a vodka and soda. This is 7:17 this morning. Flight's leaving at 7:20. We're drinking before the door shut on the plane. The 2 dudes next to them were like, they get hype. They're just like, well, they're doing it, we'll do it. So the 2 dudes are like, fucking bring us 2 vodka sodas. You know how most times you would have a flight attendant who like, his job is to kind of party police what's happening? Mm-hmm. We had the opposite flight attendant. He was a goddamn bartender. He would walk over and be like, are we drinking or do I need to twist an arm here or something, fellas? Like gassing us up. We're like,
he's
fucking
like, last week on the job.
Yeah, it's like, and I did find out he's getting off for like 4 days. So he's like, brings us another drink. Now we've just got to the seatbelts off and I'm 2 margaritas in. I don't drink vodka. I just drink tequila.
Okay.
The guy goes, I'm like, man, that's giving me indigestion, man. He was like, the gay dude, sweetest dude on earth, goes, oh, Big Papa, I got you. Just follow me. Do what you did for me. Give us a dope vodka. Throw a splash of soda. He won't even notice. It'll calm his stomach down. It'll be the best thing that happened to him. These dudes start getting me fucked up. We smacked like 6 vodkas. This dude was like giving us last call before we dropped. When we're descending, he's like, I can legally give y'all 1 more. What do you think? And everybody's like, hooray. At this point, we're all blackout drunk almost. The 2 dudes behind the couple are drinking with us now. There's another girl behind them that's participating. Like the entire front half of the plane is now getting just wrecked.
This is amazing.
Dude, I pulled in like, I don't remember anything about getting to where we're staying at. Any of the sequences that happened from how we got there, who drove us. We came and ate a big breakfast, and I kind of got back on my feet. I was just sitting at the hotel pounding water when I got your text, and I was like, I've almost sobered up enough to go do this podcast.
Well, you're here.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great morning, man.
Is that not the best buzzes, though?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like unexpected nights or unexpected, like, I feel like when you go out and you're like, I'm getting fucked up tonight, usually those are the nights you end up like regretting.
Yeah, you're like, oh, fuck. Wake up with a bad hangover.
Do some dumb shit.
Exactly. But when you don't plan on getting drunk with a couple of gay guys in first class, and you just get smacked.
Yeah.
Oh, we love each other now. We're texting each other. We're going to go to dinner when we all get back to Nashville. We're like friends.
Nice.
This is awesome.
How's everything with the family? How's the wifey? She's killing it. Her podcast is going crazy.
She's crushing. We should
call the Dumb Blonde Podcast.
The Dumb Blonde Podcast. We should have set it up for you to do it while she was here.
Yeah, she's killing it.
She's really crushing, man. She was actually in Vegas this whole week doing pods, so she just came over to LA and met me today.
Nice.
Or yesterday. I think she got here a day before me to shop or some shit. But
are you like because I know, what's it, about 2 years she's been doing it?
Yeah, she's the pandemic kind of triggered it.
So and you're just kind of like, you're like the unofficial guest host. I
guess.
Whenever
she. You know what's crazy? The bitch is so popular now she don't need me. When she first started podding, I was like, I would just fill in kind of whenever, and now I'm like, can I get on your fucking podcast, bitch?
Yeah,
what's up?
Yeah.
Can I need a plug? I got a record coming out. I got some shit going on I need to talk about. I got pencil me in.
So Jelly, things are going well. You got Jimmy Kimmel tomorrow.
I got Jimmy Kimmel, dude. By the time this is out, I don't know what.
By the time this is out, you'll be able to go on YouTube or watch it on TV.
Look on some. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, how many plaques do we got now the last couple of years? Save Me's Platinum, right?
Save Me's Platinum, Fall in the Falls Gold, Creatures Gold, Same Asshole just got its certification, I think, to be gold. I think the Waylon and Willie 2 album's close to being gold as the whole record.
Wow.
And I think A Beautiful Disaster's closing in on it because we got 2 more records off of Beautiful Disaster that are close to gold.
And right now, you just got that.
Trying to look like this fucking place in here, Bubba.
It's happening. Well, for people who don't know you, let's give them a rundown. I've known you for about 8-9 years, but you are like a veteran for real in this music shit. You have had many incarnations of your career. You've had to go sit down for a little bit, get back out. But let's break down how long have you been doing this shit? I guess, how long have you been making money off of? Because you started off, obviously you still do rapping.
Yes, sir.
But you're kind of people are kind of being introduced to you as a country guy.
Yeah.
But you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. I had an interesting thing happen to me just today. A guy seen me out in Hollywood, and he was like, yo, I heard your song Dead Man Walking on rock radio. I became a fan. I love your stuff. I identified to him as a rock artist.
Mm-hmm. Which went number 1, right?
Yeah, it went number 1 for multiple weeks. My first number 1. And then you fast forward in the airport in Nashville today, I'm taking a picture with a couple at 6:45 this morning. Then when somebody goes by and goes, who's that? And he goes, he's a country artist, But then it's like I'm hanging out with Bootleg Keg, who knows I'm a rapper, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny when we were pulling up, all my guys have been with me a long time. You knew a couple of them. And I don't know why I didn't tell them where we were going. I was like, yeah, we're just going to do a podcast. We pull up. I'm like, yo, we're going to see Bootleg Kevin. Boss was like, that's the fucking homie. He's been following me for 7 years because we met each other, And it was just super cool to see that. So, yeah, it's been weird. We're kind of a format agnostic.
That is true. But what was for you, how many years in is this?
You did it.
What do you mean?
You did it. You see that? You look at him smiling. He knows it. You did it. You remember?
I remember.
We're eating tacos outside of St.
Taco
Petersburg,
bus
Florida.
in St. Pete, Florida.
In St. Pete, Florida. And
2014?
Yeah, I was out here in LA doing the shimmy shuck at the time and trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And I'd had the record Sunday morning.
Yep, before Uncle Cracker was on it.
Before Uncle Cracker was on it, when it was just an acoustic stripped down record, and you were like, what the fuck are you doing? You was like, you just started preaching to me at this little taco bus. And you were like, bet the farm on this shit. This is what you need to do. This is it. You were just ringing it home. I can't remember if Rich was with us that time or not, but I know we seen Rich in the same circuit around that time. And I was like, I left there thinking all right, fuck it. And I did. I just went all the way in.
Yeah, that Sunday morning record was crazy.
It's still crazy. I want to do it now.
It's so fire.
I love that song.
I like the OG version that you would just play me.
No, for sure. It was it was unplugged, right? It was just literally brought in.
Save me.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much.
Literally. I got something I'll play before we leave. I got some shit I want to play. I'm so excited about.
Oh, I bet. That was in 2000. That was 2014. That was when you. What was the name of that white dude who would always book all y'all in St. Pete? Fuck. Kev, Big Kev.
Big Kev.
Yeah,
I just seen Big Kev when we went down there and played. What was the Rock Fest? We played the Rock. God, they're gonna hate me. Fucking forgive me, y'all. I'm hungover. I'm day hungover.
It's different in the day.
Yeah, it's so different when you got drunk at 9 a.m. But we played. No. We played that one after that. But it was the Tampa Rock Station. Yeah, it was Rock Fest or something, whatever the name of that station was down there in Tampa. The Rock Station, fuck, if anybody should know, you should know. What's the name of the rock? It's the only rock station in Tampa.
Something X. 98X, I think.
Yeah.
Something X.
Might have been X Fest or something like that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Hey, it rhymes.
We kicked it. We had a ball. But anyways, yeah, I just seen Big Kev. He came out to see us there.
But like, I want to kind of give people like a real idea of like how long this journey has been for you, because like you were also independently very successful before you and I met. You had a following, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit is feels like, what is it, like 20 years in?
Yo, for sure. I realized how old I was listening to you and Caskey's podcast. When Caskey, who's a dude that's been around for a long time now, referenced me as the first dude he did a song with.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am fucking old.
Yeah.
I was like, it's happened. I became him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cassie's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was like, do you remember like, what was the first project? What was that year?
I got released from jail the last time that I had to do a bid in 2009.
Okay.
And I put out the 10-minute freestyle, which we were talking about off camera. That if my PO asks, I hang drywall, which we still sell those shirts on jellyroll615.com. And I remember putting it on YouTube. My dude had a flip cam, Chad Arms.
Yeah. I just was watching the YouTube video like a few weeks ago. Yeah.
We didn't realize the power of YouTube. Now, mind you, I was putting out mixtapes while I was in and out of jail before that. Old school. Yeah. CD spindles. You were part of this era.
Yep.
Like we're running around passing out $5, like straight off the spindle, handwritten jelly roll. Right? So I did that. And then my introduction to the internet was about 2009. And he filmed that 10-minute freestyle and uploaded it. And it went crazy. Especially for that era. Because then me and Little White ended up doing Pop Another Pill because White had reached out to me right after I got out of jail. And then we did the Snow Project with Juicy J and DJ Paul and Project Pat. And we had all that history with 3-6 Mafia at that time and all that stuff we were doing. And I remember me and Little White had shot the Pop Another Pill video with Mike Busey in Panama City Beach.
Shout out Mike Busey.
This is back when World Star Hip Hop was God, right? Yeah. We submitted it to World Star Hip Hop, and I'll never forget this. They said, hey, man, we only post videos that go viral. First time I heard the word viral. And we were like, well, define viral. And in the email back, they said 30,000 views in a week on YouTube.
That's it.
That's how you still had to go to a desktop computer and type in www.youtube.com.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was in such its infant stages that we ended up doing 50,000 views in 3 days. So they put it on World Star. And that was the beginning of that. That was like one of my first eras. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I feel like post jail, if you don't count like the 7 mixtapes I did.
How long were you in jail?
Every time was a different amount of time. From 14 to 24, probably 7.5 to 8 years.
Shit.
So just kind of in and out. Do a year, come home for 6 months. Do a year, come home for 4 months. Do
this drug
months.
Shit.
Everything from I'm not proud of any of it. It's public information. Sadly.
Well, it's good that you know.
Yeah, but everything from gun charges to drugs to a robbery case.
Do you remember like what? Because you know people like this. I know people like this that have potential, that are talented, but for whatever reason they just get stuck in that back into jail.
It's the revolving door of the judicial system.
Like, what was the breaking point for you where you were like, nah, this is enough. I got to get my shit on track.
It's so cool talking to you because we know each other so personally, but it was my daughter.
Yeah.
Bailey was born in 2008. So one of those times where I was out of jail, I had gotten a young woman pregnant.
Okay.
And then Bailey was born while I was in jail. And in the old Southern Baptist term, that was my Damascus Road experience where Saul turned to Paul. I'll never forget, I was in like the gang unit, like the worst dorm you could be in jail at the time.
Fuck.
Because I was just running the poker table and gambling and I was just fucking doing time. And the day they knocked on my door and told me Bailey was born, I signed up to go to the education unit, try to get my GED. I didn't know what, just like I scrambled out of nowhere. I was just like, I got to figure this shit out right now. And I ended up having to do like another year. But whenever I came home, it
was a game changer.
That was it. We started off to the races.
Yo, you're like, I feel like The Rock taps in with a lot of artists that I happen to know, but he really fucks with you.
It's my dude. Is that not awesome?
The Rock has been fucking with you for 5-6 years now.
It's crazy.
Like, he posts your shit all the time.
All the time. He's a Nashville dude at heart, low key. He's like, he traveled so much as a child that he has a lot of places he's really connected with. And by luck of the beast, Nashville is one of them. So he really kind of connects to our scene and culture. Like, he gets guys like me. And he told me early, he was like, yo, I know guys like you from Nashville. So, man, you had this talk early. Nashville was kind of famous for that white boy trap rap shit.
Yeah, it was like yourself. Was Haystack from Nashville?
Haystack for sure. Nashville boy. He was ahead of us. Haystack kind of led the charge on that. And there was so many, we had a band before Haystack called Rude Awakening. Chris Taylor, which is like an uncle or cousin of ours, me and my brother. And it's like
Little Whites from Nashville.
Little Whites from Memphis, down the street in Tennessee. It's all that kind of, So he was like, I get the culture of the city. He was like, people won't get it at first, but trust me, it'll work. Yeah,
because there was this Nashville white boy, dope boy shit going on that like you said, it was very you had to be from there to really understand.
Yep.
What kind of dude you were at the time.
For sure, which is why we popped in Florida, because Florida had so many white boys like that too.
Yeah.
So it's like when you went to St. Pete, you were just like, it was a town full of them.
Yeah.
Or Largo or all that stuff. The old Gasoline Alley bar we played down there back in the day, the Thug Crackers.
The Thug Crackers.
You know what I'm saying? You remember this. Yeah. So it was like Caskey. There was so many kids that culture came. So Florida and Georgia, the South especially, just immediately in the Midwest, Indiana, Ohio.
They love you in Ohio.
Oh, dude, it's first market ever for us. It's second home for me still.
Hey, we got to stop the interview real quick to tell you about our family, our good folks at Odd Socks. You see me, look. These are them Odd Socks basics on my skinny white fucking legs. I love Odd Socks. Go to oddsocksofficial.com. You're going to get 20% off at checkout if you use the promo code BootlegKev. That's one word, BootlegKev. Now, they got Odd Socks, which are great. My favorites are the basics. They also, you got the licensed one. These are the Twizzlers. These are Baywatch socks. But then you got the basics. Now, these are what these are. Just the plain boys, man. They're so comfy, all right? I always got the white basics, the black basics on, and I always got Odd Socks underwear on, too. They got the draws, all right? So what are you doing? Go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code BootlegKev. Save 20% off. Check out these fucking draws. Kool-Aid underwear, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing? Oddsocksofficial.com. BootlegKev is the promo code. Save 20% off right now. Let's get back to the interview. Ohio is it's a weird place, man. It's just because it's in the middle of the country. It's not quite like the South, but it feels very it kind of feels like a country place, sort of.
Yeah, well, it is. When you go 30 miles outside of any of the major metropolises in Ohio, and you might as well be in Mississippi. It's that fast. I mean, you're in Cincinnati, and then you blink your eye, and you're in fucking South Mississippi.
That's crazy.
You're like, what the fuck just happened? It's insane. But it's bred its own culture up there in sound, too.
Yeah, for sure. Ohio, so shout out to Doobie.
Shout out to Immediate. Him and Highlight have pioneered an entire culture out of Columbus,
I met
Ohio.
Doobie for the first time when he was running around on the road with you.
Yeah.
In St. Pete, Florida.
That's another thing that came up in an interview of yours where I was like, I'm fucking old.
I mean, you ain't that old.
God, if you fucking make me feel it when you interview these young dudes, you're like, yo, I met you 10 years ago with Jelly. I'm like, fuck, I'm old.
Well, you know what's great is you're now making country music, which country and rock music, I feel like it doesn't matter how old you are.
It's definitely timeless music.
I swear rap music, I feel like, you're going to always have a niche audience, but hip-hop is all about what's new, what's next.
I was telling somebody, what I'm anxious to see is I watched the Mount Westmore tour come to Nashville and sell out the Bridgestone Arena, 13,700 tickets.
Yep.
And then I watched the Legends of the Street tour come to Nashville, Jeezy, Gucci, T.I. Sell out Boosie, sell out 13,700 tickets. It's the first time in life that we're seeing hip-hop translate generationally, right?
Kind of like oldies hip-hop.
For sure. Because back in the day, that's what they'd say, this will never make it to arenas. Nobody will care to see this show in 20 years. And people are seeing it. I want to see in 20 years from now if Lil Durk and Lil Baby and the Baby can go sell 15,000 tickets in every major market in America, man. Right?
Time will tell.
It's going to be fun to watch, dude. It's like a student of the game because hip hop is so young when you think about it. Not even from the kids doing it. Like just to think that Ice Cube and them was our first reference point of watching hip hop grow with people to the point that I just watched 13,000 white kids.
It's like we
in their fucking 40s singing every word of it.
Those guys are like they're the first generation of hip hop guys to be 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, like
I didn't think about it till I was there and I was like, this is nuts.
Yeah, like, dude, I was born when NWA was getting active. I was born in 87.
Yeah, for sure.
So
born a little bit before that. But yeah, I was born a little bit before that.
A little bit?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not much.
Not much.
A cunt hair.
A cunt. What's been like, since you've kind of been on this run the last couple of years, what has been the coolest thing that you got to experience? Because you've showed out some big shows. You've been a part of like some crazy, you've just been, you're about to do Jimmy Kimmel tomorrow, like what's been something that's where you just kind of had to pinch yourself, one of those moments where you're like, damn, this is pretty fucking cool.
The first time that when we got invited to the Grand Ole Opry was just the history of the Grand Ole Opry and them letting somebody that represents our community and our kind and our culture, because like regardless of how much I mess the music together, I'm a hip hop kid at heart, and I'll always will be. I'm a student of the game. I love hip hop, and I was the first rapper to play the Grand Ole Opry, even though I sung. Right. It's like still there's a thing there. The first local rapper, because Nashville's had a lot of big talent come out to sell out the Ryman.
Of course,
big for me.
Yeah.
We are like 35, no bullshit, tickets away from selling out Red Rocks in October. So that's
in Denver.
Yeah, you got to come out October 23rd. It's going to be nuts.
You're headlining? Mm-hmm. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, almost sold out. And we're playing. We're headlining my arena in Nashville. You seen this? You seen this?
I saw it. Yeah,
this is crazy. So we're going to headline. That's another one that was. They're all wow moments.
Yeah, I saw that big show you did last year in Dallas. It looked fucking crazy.
Insane. No, for sure. We just sold 7,000 tickets at a hockey arena sold out in Kalamazoo the day of the on sale.
That shit is
Me and Struggle
crazy.
just played it the other day. It was fucking nuts. I just did 20,000 people at tailgates and tall boys, co-headlining with Riley. Just everything about it's just like, what in the fuck is happening?
What are the things that you're noticing being in the country industry now? Because you've lived in Nashville, so I'm sure it's never been too far away, but it's a different game. Like, I feel like country is I know people who do country radio, and they get treated like fucking royalty by the artists and by like the labels. It's crazy.
Well,
people still buy CDs. People don't realize country still, the only CDs getting sold at Walmart are country CDs.
What I love about country music is it's very tribal. There's a lot of people who find music through country radio and through just country music. It's like there's still a country music fan that exists. It's like just a fan of country music. So if they know that you do country music,
they're just in.
You're going to at least
give
listen.
You a chance.
They're going to give you a chance. They're like, oh, fuck, I love country music. You make country music? Play me something.
Yep.
Where it's like in hip-hop, it's like everybody raps.
This is true. Everybody raps. Trust me, I just left an Empire brunch. Shout out to Empire. Bro, I couldn't walk 2 feet with someone stopping me and just...
No, for sure.
It was just like,
hey, yo, I rap. Can I get on the pod? Hey, yo, what's up? Yo,
Bro,
and you're just like, dude. No,
there's a lot.
Everybody raps. So it's like when you tell a dude, hey, man, I rap, let me play you something. Instead of them being like, I'd like to listen, they go, I rap too. And you're just like, oh, there that went. You know
but you don't meet a lot of country artists. I mean, unless you're in Nashville.
In Nashville, exactly. Then you throw a rock and hit one. But it's like there's a core country music fan. And I've always been a country music fan. Just because you grew up in Nashville, you can't help but to be. There's no way that you
country, I feel like, obviously I'm a big hip-hop dude, but like, just like with any genre of music, there's shit I like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Highlight said it to me best when this shit started working for me. He said, I'm watching you finally do what I watched you do in the car for 10 years. He's like, and it's so gratifying because we would get in the car and go on these long road trips and I would just torture them with George Strait records and Billy Currington songs, and I'm like I'm doing sound check singing Darius Rucker every day.
That's fucking great.
You know, and the highlight was like, it's so cool. Like everybody who really knows what kind of music I listen to thought it was super dope to finally see me, you know, like, oh, okay, this is like, you know, you doing what we see you do in the car anyways. Like we watch you smoke weed and sing Alan Jackson. So this is cool.
Are you going to get into some fucking movies or something, man?
Dude, I just talked to a guy. Got something on my sleeve.
Because, dude, or like TV, or you should host a fucking, I don't know. I just feel like you just got to be on the screen, man.
I just feel like it, too. I feel like this handsome face deserves a chance. No, I think we're going to do something. I'm really inspired by what MGK's doing right now.
Oh, yeah. He did his own movie.
He's just doing his own movies. They're fucking incredible.
Shout out Modson.
For sure. Shout out to what a genius, right?
Great guy, man.
I'd love to meet him. Plug us in if you can.
I'm surprised you never met him at the Sausage Castle.
You know what's crazy? I know. What's crazy, I talked to MGK the other day, and I was like, I should have asked him then. I should be like, yo, just throw me in a mod in a text just randomly. I just love to
he's great.
Reach out. I'm such a fan of his spirit and his music, his writing ability, you know, just the way
he's a great creative.
He's a great creative, man.
That's another thing. Like, think about the rock shit. It's crazy. Like, all these artists, like MGK, obviously very incredible rapper. God damn, he's a fucking thing.
Full blown arena tour right now.
It's wild, man.
We were on the phone drunk FaceTiming the other night, and he was like, you know, he was talking about my daughter had got me a little billboard for Father's Day, which was so cool.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
it was the sweetest thing ever, and it's just the dad and him that identified that, you know. And I'm like, he's like, you motherfucker, how you end up with a billboard? I'm like, you got a fucking helicopter in an arena every night that carries you across 14,000 people. Fuck my billboard. I was like, you are tripping. That dude is on top of the world right now, you know? And he's still the same kid from Cleveland that we all talked to when he was, you know, doing, 1,000 words and running or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he's still the same kid pushing the Lace Up mixtape when you talk to him.
How diverse is like, because like when you have a show now and you're selling 13,000 tickets or 7,000 tickets, like how much of the crowd is like OG Jelly fans and how much just found you recently?
It's a good split. You know, the cool thing about catalogs are, and I always hear Russ talk about this and I understand it now, is that you can only build a true core base with a catalog, right? Sometimes guys will have songs that'll get really hot and the song will blow up, but there's no catalog to back it. So you have people that want to be a fan of you, but they don't have enough catalog to be a fan of yours.
Got you. Yeah, because like they might go to the one song and be like, I like this, but what else is there?
And the dude's got 2 EPs out.
Right.
You know, where it's like guys like myself have.
Yeah, if someone hears your song on the radio and they go to your Spotify page, they might just dive into
You'll just get, God willing, you get lost in the Jelly Roll rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Just give me a chance. Give me a 3-song chance. And if I can get you with those 3, I think I can suck you into
my I've played Save Me for hundreds of people. Oh,
yes.
That's one of my favorite songs
for sure
ever. It's like, bro, I told you when I first I was like, bro, this shit.
No, it's like one of those records that I can listen to it. I don't ride around bumping Jelly
your own
Roll.
Shit. Yeah, but not that shit's
if I'm in the car and it comes on,
song, man.
I'm like, yo, let that motherfucker ring. Like that, you know, that slaps.
Are you guys gonna rework it?
We got a plan. I have a vision. I had a dream, and like a real dream, to put like, God willing, I just want to put like Adele on it.
Ooh.
And I'm just speaking that into existence, and it sounds really wild. But could you imagine Adele coming in with, what if the night sky was missing the moon? You know, fucking Adele. It's like somebody who feels that kind of pain.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a record that, like, obviously it's been out a couple of years, but if you worked it to radio now or whatever, it'd be fucking a layup.
I know this sounds weird, but for me, music helps people.
Yeah.
Right? Is that my people?
Yes, they're fine.
It didn't pick up Boston.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. The mics are super.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, only my people would come in and start shooting dice in there or something like that. They're like, this is our moment. Want to play CeeLo? To me, it's like music helps people. And it's not even about the monetary value of the song for me. It's about how can I get it in front of more people because I know how many people it's helped. You know what I mean? I know how many people have came to me through addiction, struggles, losing family members, mental health, just drunk nights of sadness that are like, Save Me was the song for me. It's like, how can you get a song that helps that many people in front of more people? It's kind of my goal. So it's like, I want to do whatever I can to get it in front of the world.
And a lot of your music has those kind of messages, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I mean, your music is very personal to you.
Yeah, it's very cathartic.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic. I always wanted to make music with I'm very intentional in my songwriting.
Now that you're popping, or is like the label trying to put you in with writers? Or are you just straight handling everything?
No, for sure.
You're obviously sick with the pen.
For sure.
Or on the other side, you're in Nashville now. You're kind of known as a guy now. Are you helping other people with writing?
I'm doing some of that. Yeah, I'm doing some of that. And the cool thing is, as a fan of writers, like Kells and Mod getting in a room together, I have gotten in a room with some people that I wanted to get in a room with.
Of course.
You know, that I was like, yo, I love the way that
Let's collaborate.
writes. Yeah, like I would be honored to write a song with that guy. So hip hop has trained us to be like, in your own little bubble, write your own shit. You know what I mean? And it's like where every other genre is way more open to being like, it's not even about somebody else helping write your lyrics. It's about sometimes I'll go help another dude write.
Right.
And just me being in there helps whenever he's just like, am I tripping or is this fucking dope? And just me being like, that's dope.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's like if you're in there with someone you respect and they give you some affirmation that you...
Period.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I just put people back on the right path. Like you'll have a dude noodling and he'll catch something and then get away. You know how you've been in the studio, some dude's just in there humming and noodling and he catches
I'm sorry, when you
something.
said noodling, I'm thinking jumping into a lake and catching catfish with your hands.
Yo, we can go with Hannah Barron any day you want to go. She invited me and the wife out. Have you seen Hannah Barron?
No, but I've seen people noodle on YouTube.
Oh, dude, we'll
and
go.
I probably saw her.
She's taking me and the wife this
have
year.
you ever noodled?
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Explain.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. So what is this noodling thing?
Oh, it's real. So catfish are, and I'm going to butcher it. Hannah, don't judge me. But catfish normally are in like holes, right? Mm-hmm. In shallower holes. And what you do is you kind of fish into the hole and the catfish by instinct will bite. And then you pull the catfish out.
But bite your hand.
Yeah. Right?
Does it hurt?
Well, I mean, it's not comfortable, but it's not like, it's not a barracuda, right?
Okay.
So it's like, but yeah. So if you look at people that get big fucking fish, they'll have scars on their arms and shit.
So you've actually done this.
I've actually brought one out of the water.
You've caught a catfish with your bare hands.
Bare hands. Brought it out and felt like fucking Thor. Held it up over my head like, hear ye, people of Whoville. I'm the fucking dude.
Nice. Do you have to bash it in the head to kill it?
No, it's just like any other fish. You hold it out of water long enough, it'll die.
Yeah, it dies. Give it the slow death.
Yeah, torture it, right?
Fuck you. We're not putting you out of your misery.
And now PETA cancels me today.
Yo, so do you cook the fish?
Yeah, I love catfish.
Oh man.
Oh, I don't. Not that I'm weird about stuff, but I would. If I'm either playing catch and release or I'm frying something.
Nice.
And that's my rule. And catfish is one of my favorite things to eat. So
noodling, I've watched a lot of that on YouTube. What was the name of that one redneck kid who was rolling around with Yellow for a while?
Camo.
I used to love seeing
his or whatever. Yep.
His Instagram page because he would have the most.
It was wild.
He had like a pet possum riding around on his shoulder and
shit.
You
gotta follow Hannah Barrett. I'm gonna send her your page now. It is Cambo on steroids.
She's
this
catching
little girl from like South Alabama that pulls out catfish the size of you.
She's catching snakes.
And she's like fucking 5'2", like 110. Oh, she's pulling out fish that are bigger than her. It's fucking wild.
Is there good money in that, you think?
I know her YouTube channel crushes.
I mean, there's great money in that. I've been getting stuck in I've been watching van life YouTube videos.
Oh, I can't get off of it. That and puppies are all my TikTok is.
Van life and tiny homes.
Yeah. I hadn't gotten into the tiny homes, but the van life shit will warp me.
The van life shit, it makes me like sometimes fantasize about having no kids and being single.
Right. Oh, watch out.
And just being on an island. Like, I'm going to go live in my van, save up all this money, piss in the park.
Oh, you're in a slippery slope, my friend. Somebody should reel you away from this fast. That's where it starts going south. He starts selling mushrooms.
Me and my wife, like, we'll go to the dollar store sometimes, and I'll just be looking at the groceries. I'd be like, man, I'll tell my wife, I'm like, man, if I was single, I'd fuck that bologna up for $1. Like, do you want to be single? I'm like, no, I was just thinking in my head, if I was like single with a 1-bedroom apartment, like, this is where I'd be at.
If I was in the van that I really want to be in, besides with you, I'd have that bologna.
With a bucket to shit in. What else? You say puppies and van
I love
life?
puppies. I just love. I don't know. It make me happy.
What about TV? What are you streaming lately on TV?
Oh, dude, I've been in the middle of all kind of good shit. Have you seen The Offer yet?
I've heard about it. The Godfather.
It's
on Paramount.
It's
right?
fucking. I couldn't quit watching it. I watched The Lincoln Lawyer.
Have you seen The Boys?
On
Amazon, it's fire.
I'll watch it though. You know what I just caught up on? I know I'm late to the party, and I heard it's an unpopular show out this way, but Winning Time.
Oh, I heard it's great.
It was fire.
People love it.
It was.
What about
so
you? Like
good.
Yellowstone?
Oh yeah,
Yellowstone's great. You
The
gotta
wife
get a.
sucked me into Yellowstone.
Oh, it's the best. You got to get like a fucking cameo.
I know. I just want to be like one of
You
the
gotta be
dudes
someone in the
fighting at a bar.
bunkhouse.
Yeah, or the bunkhouse or the bar.
Yeah.
Every time they go to the bar and there's just some dude.
You'll be
playing
fighting
guitar.
Rip.
Yeah, that's it.
Just get beat up by Rip in an
because
episode.
He whoops everybody. He's unfucking defeated.
I love Yellowstone.
No, I couldn't. At first, I was against it. I was protesting it silently because I felt like it was too dialogue driven. And my wife's like, "Trust me, you're gonna love it." I was like, "I don't need to get into a show that's like just a bunch of talking." And then half episode in, I was like, fucking up for a day. I didn't do any. I canceled sessions. It was bad. I watched every season I could catch up on in like 3 days.
That shit actually had me like looking up flights to go to Houston, go to the rodeo.
You should come to Frontier Days in Wyoming. I'm playing a rodeo. Me, Wetzel, and Nelly are playing one night.
Nelly.
Cheyenne Frontier Days is like a really, really big deal. It's like one of the biggest rodeos on earth, like one of the oldest ones ever.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Wyoming?
Yeah.
Kanye's got his ranch out
Come
there.
on, dude. If you hurry, you can still make Cheyenne, baby. It's an old George Strait song.
Talk about just like, in your opinion, man, when you have a level of success that you're kind of experiencing, does it feel like it? Or because sometimes we don't realize that we're living in the moment we're living in until it's like 2 or 3 years later. And be like, damn, like, are you enjoying the moment? Are you like really like appreciating just everything going on right now?
Oh, more than I've ever appreciated anything. I am so conscious of where I am in my life. I'll give you an example. The other day when we had those 3 string of shows, we had 3 shows in a row that were all just like killer shows. I literally just handed my phone to my dude on the beginning of the weekend and said, "Hey man, just hand it to me if my wife calls."
Wow.
Like, I didn't touch my phone for 72 hours unless he was bringing it to me going, "Your wife's on the phone or your daughter's on the phone."
That's fire.
I just want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in every moment I can. I want to feel everything. I want to talk to everybody at this arena. I want to have every conversation. You know, I walk the building. I have a thing where I walk the whole building before the show. I walk it after the show. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to know. I want to feel how it feels before and after because, one, it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we start selling that amount of tickets, those capacities, when you've been doing like this, you've been on the fucking road.
Oh, yeah.
Doing any size venue you can think of.
Oh, for sure.
So you got to take that in, man.
Me, Doobie, before Doobie even, me and Highlight, and God rest his soul, Big Mike, literally lived in a van with Scary Larry and Casey in a band. A van, like a 96. You seen that van?
Yeah.
You seen the old white van. We call it Bertha. For 5 years.
Just on the road.
200-something days a year. When I met my wife, I didn't have a house.
Wow.
I met my wife in 2015, 2016, and I did not have an apartment. I was living in the van. I was home so little that when I was home,
you'd find a place to stay. You got family, whatever.
Yeah, I would crash couches.
Yeah.
I'd fucking drive to the next city a couple days early and crash in a van or get hotels. Like, there was no point in even having we did that for so long. 200 cap rooms, 300 cap rooms, 1,000 cap rooms, 400 cap rooms, 150 cap rooms. I've opened up for metal bands. I've opened up for ICP multiple times, Twisted multiple times. The grind of this shit, God, I'm glad we're talking about this. The grind of this shit is what people miss the most, right? Is the years, and me and you talk about it all the time privately, how proud I am of you.
Thank you, man.
That like we were the same 2 dudes in Tampa that were trying to figure it out, and the next thing I know, you're fucking in LA, right? You're fucking meet the love of your life. You're fucking running the ranks up again. You're fucking biggest market in America. You're figuring this shit out. It's like, that's our dude.
Yeah. Like,
that's how we've always identified you. Like, that's our fucking guy. That's our dude that's figuring that shit out. You know what I mean? It's like when Country does security for Juicy. And when we pull up here, he's like, "Oh, Bootleg Cab, Bootleg Cab." Like, yeah, Juicy love Bootleg Cab.
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody fucking, everybody's on this podcast. I was like, I've been harassing Kev to get on this podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where the grinds of years and years and years of eating shit sandwiches to finally get a fucking Philly cheesesteak.
What do you think it was for you? Because you obviously got new management, but I feel like you've done something that is very hard to do. And when you come up on the underground tip like you do, and you gain a lot of fan bases from a lot of different artists, like you said, you opened up for ICP, Twisted, all that. You obviously heavily affiliated with Strange Music. They distributed at least one of your projects.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Distributed too. Shout out to Travis.
You went on a whole tour with Tech.
I went out with Yellow Wolf twice.
Yeah, it's like you have kind of all these fans, and they come from all different walks of life, but there is like a stigma that comes with a lot of those fan bases. And even when we think of the white rapper thing,
right?
It feels like the underground white rapper thing. It's like a hard mold to get out of, and I feel like you've busted through it. It's like you're just Jelly Roll, and
I focused on making music that was real, not music that was cool. Because there was moments like when I'm playing you Sunday morning, you get it, but it wasn't cool. It was the opposite,
and
of
it wasn't
the
what
sound
people
that was working.
Yeah,
right?
It also wasn't what you're known for, or what you were putting out
At all.
Yeah,
it's like I just focused on the music that felt real. Like to this day, it's like I know that I'm not going to connect with some of the people because it's not trendy, it's not cool, it's just not the texture of sound they're looking for. But strip it down, it's real. It might not be real to you, and it might not be what you're looking for, but I feel authentic in everything I do. I'm not chasing cool. I'm not overthinking visuals. I'm not trying to package something in a way that's just like, I'm just putting out music that feels right.
Yeah.
To where I'm at in that moment of my life, dude. I'm sitting here, talk about my age all day, but dude, I'm a 37-year-old man. I'm on the verge of being 38. I have a 14-year-old daughter that'll be 15 in 6 months. She's a fucking high schooler.
Crazy. My son's 16, yeah.
Inevitably, I was going to start making a different kind of music, right?
Obviously, you're not the same fucking guy.
Yeah, I'm not even close.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever felt real to where I am in my life at that moment. And to the people, I know who I'm writing songs for. Mm-hmm. I'm still writing songs for my mother.
Wow.
Right? I'm still writing songs for that woman who's struggling with addiction, struggling financially, fucking pain in her eyes, trying to figure out how to take care of her kids. I'm still writing songs for that woman. And I'm still writing songs for that dude in that trailer park or that apartment or that fucking rundown house or that middle class neighborhood that's busting his ass and working his ass off and trying to figure life out. I'm still writing songs for that dude that's fucking selling weed on the side because his job's not paying enough to take care of his family. I'm still writing songs for that dude on that back road in that little country fucking town in that pickup truck that he busted his ass to get, that smokes a joint every day the moment he gets off work. I know who the fuck I'm writing songs for.
Right.
I'm not trying to write a song for fucking the kids that went to Rolling Loud this year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very honest about that.
Yeah,
right?
it's fair. Of course not. Yeah.
So it's like, knowing that was my busting point. I tell people all the time, I'll see a Jelly Roll fan before he sees me. Every time. And I'm fucking fat with tattoos on my face. I stand the fuck out. And I'll still watch that guy walk into a grocery store and go, that's my guy. For sure, that's my guy. I'll catch that guy in a minute. I'll tell my wife, that's our guy right there. 2 hours later, holy fuck, Jelly. Dude, I fucking love your shit. I'm like, thanks, man.
I knew it.
Yeah, and every now and then I'll walk by a dude that I think's my guy, and he's not, and I'll introduce myself.
Like, I
hey,
think
man, I know
my
this
shirt.
sounds weird, dude, but, dude, I just feel like I fucking speak for you. I know I don't know you from the moon. I'm not trying to stereotype you in here, Hoss, but fucking I make fucking kind of rock and roll, fucking southern rap, country music and shit, and I just think you fuck with it.
That's so crazy. Hey, let's take a quick piss break because I'm about to piss on myself.
Yes. Can I get a water in the piss break, or is this a waterless facility?
We're going to go get you a water. Bootleg Kev Podcast. Got to stop things real quick. Tell you about our good folks at Blue Chew. Listen, fellas, if you're trying to get your dick right, you're trying to stay harder. Everyone wants to be hard. Can you stay hard? You know what I mean? If you need some help with your dick is essentially what I'm trying to say. You need to go to bluechew.com and get down with something that I feel like is imperative in having yourself a lovely evening with a lovely young lady or male, whatever you're into. If you go to BlueChew.com, you will get a Blue Chew. It has the same active ingredient as Cialis and as Viagra, right? But guess what it doesn't have? The awkward doctor visits. That's right. You don't got to wait in line at some lobby to go get you some fucking shit to get your dick working and have some awkward conversation with a nurse and then have an awkward conversation with a doctor and then he writes you a prescription and then you go to the pharmacist and then it's awkward because you pass them the prescription and everyone knows you're picking up dick stuff. You know what I'm saying? No. Blue Chew, you go to the website. It's all online. It gets sent straight to your house in discreet packaging in a chewable form. Listen, your first month free right now when you go to BlueChew.com and you use the promo code Bootleg. That's right. You get the first month for free. BlueChew.com, promo code Bootleg. Thank me later. All right? Go get your dick together, fellas.
Yo, I'll get you it's crazy how they did the media base and the platinum record in one.
Yeah, I'll put it right here so it's on camera.
Yeah, I'll get you one of those for
a free billboard every episode. Oh.
Yeah, for fucking Dead Man Walking. Oh. Because we got the radio thing for it too, I just got. We cracked the top 25 this week on country.
Wow.
24 as of today, moved 2 slots again.
Are you finding that country is a little harder?
It's way harder.
The chart's a lot harder.
It's harder than any other genre on earth. Mm-hmm. It's also got the biggest audience besides pop.
But, I was going to say, your reach is way more.
And pop has only got a bigger audience by it's close, Kev.
I can imagine.
It's kind of blew my mind, to be honest.
If you think about how big the middle of the country is compared to the metropolis parts, it's
right.
Most of this shit is
for sure. No, 100%. I had perspective the other day. We were leaving Nashville, and I was driving to Tailgates and Tall Boys, the first festival, and it was 2 hours. I think I was 2.5 hours outside of Nashville, and I was still picking up the Nashville country radio station.
Wow.
Literally, I was in Kentucky, and I was clearly picking up 103.3.
Yo, what happened? One of my favorite things that happened during the pandemic was you and Andrew Schultz's song.
Dude.
It was so funny. The video was so good.
It was my favorite thing that happened.
It was like the fucking COVID anthem.
It was the COVID anthem, dude. I tell people, me and Andrew Schultz are responsible for the country opening back up. I don't care what nobody says.
That shit was so good.
It was so, and you know what? His whole team is just fucking awesome. You talk about a dude who gets it.
Oh, he gets it.
He gets it, dude.
He's the best.
If rappers would take 1/20th of his approach to the business.
He's kind of doing the Russ thing. Just do it yourself. On the comedy side.
Put it out as much as you can. Overload the content. Constantly drops. But my favorite thing about what he does is how he presents it.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to spend the dollar for the good look.
Yeah.
This is inside baseball, but when I watch him play L.A. here, right, he rents the old 6'4".
Yep.
He shoots the footage of him pulling up to the theater with it bouncing.
Those little things, man.
Little things that are just you thought about, it's like when we came down here to do the Kimmel thing and they sent us over the production stuff. My first question was, cool, can I build a set? Right? It's I know they're not paying, and I know that at that point I've got to pay to build the set and break the set down, but it's can I build a set?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to make sure that what we do.
I mean, look, that's a look that you might get once in your lifetime.
Ever.
I mean, hopefully it's one of many of those looks, but you just never know, right? So it's that's going to reach millions of people.
Yeah. Teddy Swims and Megan Trainor just built a garden on Kimmel or whatever.
I just saw it. I like Teddy Swims, man.
I love Teddy Swims so much. And it
was so good to just to see him go from
thank you.
Just doing amazing.
Did you have to go to a store to get this?
It's next door.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I would have never asked you to go buy me a water.
The Teddy Swims guy's so talented.
He's also just like us.
He was covering all kinds of ill R&B shit, like Mario, Let Me Love You. And
I don't care how much of a singer I think I am. I hear him singing, I want to quit.
You guys link up at all?
Oh, yeah. We talk in Nashville all the time. We went and got drunk at the Ryman a few weeks ago.
He's a Nashville guy?
Yep. He lives there now.
He's
a Georgia kid.
Yeah, Nashville's if you're in, for people who don't know, obviously Music City, but like if you're in the country music industry, like you have to be there almost.
You have to. You can't make it anywhere else if you want to be a part of the pop country scene. Now, Texas has its own country scene in general, just like it had its own rap scene. It's no different. Texas is like that for all music. But yeah, if you want to be a part of,
But even the Texas people got to move to Nashville, right?
if they want to go big, yeah, if they want to go bigger than Texas.
Did you help Andrew write his portion of that record?
Yeah, it was a collaborative write, but Scholes is
Because he's very clever, so I'm not sure I'm sure he had the funny lines.
No, he had all the lines. We just had to keep them in rhythm. The best part was when he was like, all right, I want to sing it. I was like, what? That's not what I seen coming, you know?
You guys shot that video in Florida, right?
Yeah, we went down to Florida when they were doing the Flagrant in Miami thing. Oh, we had a blast. Went out and got pissed drunk. We had a fucking ball, dude.
You obviously, I see you pop up on a lot of podcasts, like shout out to Theo Vaughn, shout out to Brandon Schaub and those guys. Would you ever have your own podcast? Is that something that you even think you have time to even dabble in?
I've been talking to a company about it, and I'd like to. I love podcasting. I just love the idea of conversation. But two, I just love the idea of just being goofy. So I love doing like Theo and Schaub, and which I think I'm going to do the King and the Sting again this week. And I think I'm going to do the Fighter and the Kid with Schaub and Callan this week. And this is my big one, and I hope it works out. But as of right now, it's on the books for me to do the Burtcast.
Oh, I love Bert.
Yeah, I'm
He's
so
great,
excited.
man.
I'm such a Bert fan. So if I get to actually do Kreischer, I'm going to fucking lose my shit.
They're supposed to be making a movie based on the machine thing.
For sure. Literally. He went out there and shot it already. So
Yo, he's so
real.
funny.
He's so fucking funny.
You know, it's funny because when I first saw his shit and I saw he did a stand-up with no shirt on, I was like, that's some gimmicky shit. Then I actually watched it. I was like, oh, this guy's fucking got it.
Well, the best part is then you watch him, and that's just who he is.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
He's got the most like hilariously painful laugh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like when he laughs, it's like
no, for sure.
it's like painful. Like, bro, it's like someone. Are you okay?
Like he's gonna stroke out.
Yeah, like
he gets super red faced.
Yeah, what's something that you learned? You had a great pandemic. I had a great pandemic in terms of just where we were before we started to where we are now. What is something that you took away from, the goofy era of our country? Or the world, rather. The world.
Yeah, content is king. Guys like Scholes, watching how they released.
Content is also recession-proof. It's pandemic-proof.
For sure. In fact, it's needed more in those moments.
Yeah.
People were running out of shit to watch.
Oh, for sure. I ran through a whole fucking
literally.
Netflix.
Oh, dude. I watched The Sopranos 3 times.
Yeah, I
it's
rewatched
like,
The Wire.
Oh, yeah. No, I went back and rewatched Prison Break. I was just at the crib just losing my shit. Yeah, it was fucking awesome when it first came. It's like every other thing.
The first two
season 3
seasons.
got weird.
Yeah, it got weird in season 3.
They all do.
Bro, season 1 and 2 of Prison Break were so good.
Insane.
And then season 3, they end up in jail again in Colombia.
Yeah,
I'm like, how
you're
many
just
fucking
like,
times can you end up in fucking jail?
Yeah, Jesus. Y'all milked the utter dry, son.
1 and 2
spitting dust.
were so good.
So good. They got to quit fucking legacies up.
Another show that was like that.
Oh.
Dexter got weird after season 4.
The new Dexter was equal. What do you think about the new Dexter?
It was all right.
I
I liked it because I hated the way Dexter ended.
Yeah.
It was so
cool to
corny.
see it.
So I was kind of glad that they kind of brought it back full circle.
Did you ever see Dynasty or whatever it's called? That might have been what it was called. It was a show about a family who like had a big dynasty, and it's like it was awesome. I got to look it up. Me and my wife watched it, and it was so good. And like season 3, it turned into a fucking musical. Literally, these bitches turned this fucking show that was like savage, gangster, cutthroat business shit into a fucking musical. And I was like, y'all fucking blew it.
I think 5 is the sweet spot.
If you really got
You
it
got to
good.
end it at
Yeah,
5.
For sure.
All the best shows. The Wire was 5 seasons.
Yep.
Breaking Bad was 5 seasons. Ozark 4, but 2 parts.
Right.
Yeah, because I think after you do
How
that,
many was Sons of Anarchy?
too many.
Was it like 7?
It was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But it was great.
It's still
I loved
ended,
it.
the way we knew it would, but
Sons of Anarchy, when Peg Bundy stabs Dax's fucking wife in the head, his baby mom. Oh my God.
yeah.
She was you watch Mayans?
No.
I
But
heard
I got
it's
a
good.
couple of friends who play on it that are awesome. Joseph and them are really
I heard
good
it's
dudes.
good.
I heard it's really good too.
Yeah, I'm fucking with Yellowstone. There's a new show with Jeff Bridges called The Old Man that's crazy. 3 episodes in.
Is it already all out or is it coming out
No,
weekly?
it's once a week Hulu.
Fuck. Call me when it's finished.
The Big Lebowski's in it.
I've been fucking myself getting into those things. And I'm on the road, so I always miss when it comes out. And
dude,
like,
the Boys season 3 starts with this fucking superhuman dude. Like, there's like people in the show with powers. It's about, essentially, it's like if superheroes were real,
right.
they'd be like corrupt. They'd have drug problems. They'd be fucking bitches. They'd be like taking advantage of people. Like, so it's like that angle of the superhero thing. And like the Captain America of the show, like the biggest superhero in the country is like a fucking sociopath, serial killer, fucking rapist maniac. And everyone's scared of him because he's got like,
what's this show again?
it's called The Boys.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's amazing. But season 3 starts, there's this like dude who's kind of like Ant-Man, right?
Yeah.
So he's fucking at some gay club, and he takes this dude into the room, and it looks like he's about to get fucked in the ass. And the dude,
Very descriptive.
so the dude bends over, and is like, jump in.
Yeah.
So the superhero guy goes super tiny, like small enough, and he dives in the tip of this guy's dick.
No fucking way.
So he's inside of the guy's dick,
Yeah.
and he's like tickling the sides. And when he sneezes, he gets big again. So he sneezes inside the guy's dick and explodes the dude all over the fucking room.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
This is the shit you're sitting
And
at
then
home watching on
and then-
mushrooms?
and then
this is what you're doing with your life
and
now?
then the
You're
guy
shrooming?
kicks in the door, right? Finds him. The guy, he puts the little midget motherfucker into a bag of cocaine and shakes it up, and he
Right.
dies of an overdose.
Oh my God. Besides dying of an overdose, it's kind of a dream scenario for me. I wish I could just go swim around in a bag of cocaine. I might do that tonight, to be honest.
Just where's a bag of coke?
It might be the way I get over this hangover from plane drinking this morning.
Is cocaine a nice, even if you have a hangover, would you say it?
Well, it's more of a if I'm really drunk thing. You know, cocaine's weird now because the day of doing it with strangers in a bathroom is over.
Yeah, because you might have fentanyl.
You just
in
can't
you.
trust the drugs anymore. Like,
can't
we're having to
trust
run around with drug testing kits like
shit's
fucking a
crazy.
police officer. You know what I'm saying? We're like testing fucking with testing strips.
Yeah, because
cocaine.
you might die.
Yeah, it's fucking fucked up, dude. God, wasn't it so cool when you could just bump into a stone cold stranger at a bar and he's like, you want to hit a bump? You're like, fuck yeah. He was like the mountain fairy. He would just be in there pulling little mountains of coke on the end of a key or a fucking card. You didn't know this dude. You were just like, thank you, mountain fairy. I'll take another little hill. And you're just hitting them with them and y'all are fucking partying in the bathroom. You don't fucking know each other. And then you leave and you're like, I just did some killer blow with that dude in the bathroom. That dude's fucking awesome. He was raking them out, son. And now your dude's in the bathroom like, you want to hit some blow? And I'm like, I want to see you do a whole 8-ball first.
First, show me that you can do it.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing this blow? 'Cause
Yeah.
you might have already got accustomed to the amount of fentanyl in it, and I might not be. You know what I'm saying?
You know a lot of people that are dealing with that shit, like the overdose shit? Because
Yeah.
I know it's happening a lot. Like,
Everywhere, man. We had a really bad few years in Nashville, especially with old friends from the neighborhood that kind of went from pills to shooting shit and just, you know, that whole culture is just...
out here, they're like, I watch way too much random shit on YouTube, but there's this guy named Dark White Underbelly. You watch his shit? So he interviews like prostitutes and like murderers and all kinds of crazy shit. But dude, in LA, like in fucking, where's the homeless people at? Skid Row.
Yeah.
They're all like, they don't want,
I was just going to say, where are they not?
no, they don't want normal drugs. Like they specifically are smoking fentanyl. Like they're like proof. They're like fentanyl proof. These fucking crackheads, man.
But I think it's like everything else. Like once your body has felt it and gets it in certain amounts, you can. But I think it's just I don't get it at all. I don't understand. So it's definitely put a damper on my cocaine days.
I've heard that
I'm in the prime of my career. I should be out here living like fucking Jerry Buss in the 70s, fucking 80s. I should be out here just fucking.
Minus all the whores.
Me and my wife should just be out here fucking bitches and fucking doing just piles of cocaine every night and drinking scotch for breakfast. And instead we're having to run around like she's probably got a STD and that cocaine's probably got fentanyl in it.
Jesus.
Yep. Just wrong era. That makes me think about this. Have you ever thought about what the backstage looked like at a concert in the 70s and 80s?
Oh yeah, man. I bet it was amazing.
Dude, there was not a camera in sight.
Yeah. It
I
was
just imagine
foolproof.
topless women running around and passing out heroin kits.
heroin kits,
fucking dick pills.
Shout out to the dick.
Right? Just
Shout out
like,
to the dick
yo,
pills.
here's a blue chew and a fucking shot of heroin, right? And they're just running around and everybody's just orgying
By the
before
way,
shows.
go to bluechew.com, promo code bootleg, and get your first month free.
There you go, baby. Go to the bluechew.com and look at, see, I'll run your promos for you. You got an ad read? I'll do it with you right now.
The Blue Chews work.
And they do work. I know. Shoals convinced me too.
Have you tried one?
Yeah, I've took a blue chew.
You wake up in the morning with that dick hard.
The wind blows and it's like, hello.
You have that piss boner. You got to get out in the morning.
Yeah, and I need all the help I can get in that department.
Hey, man.
As belly goes out, it goes in. It's like a turtle just receding. It's just getting the fuck. It's fucking bad, dude. It's disappearing and smelling bad. I'm fucking for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's so bad. It's fucking horrible. Maybe that's why we're not having orgies backstage and doing cocaine too. The turtle don't come out much. When he does, he smells like a swamp. It's just I can't believe my wife loves me. I'm such a disappointment. Yeah, I thought about this 80s thing the other day because we were at a festival and I'm backstage and I looked around and there was like a dude from another rock band complaining about having a peanut allergy and asking where the vegan options were and if there was any peanuts in the room at all.
What a pussy.
And I'm like, fucking Vince Neil would be sickened by you. It's like fucking
Was the guy in Nickelback or something?
You know what's so crazy? I talked to Chad from Nickelback and he's actually one of the cool ones.
I think Nickelback gets a bad rep. They're kind of like the go-to band to be like, they're gay.
Listen, but if you don't think...
But no one's gayer than Creed.
Yeah, for sure.
Creed is the real Nickelback. Creed is the real Nickelback.
I tell you what. I can say this. I don't have a Creed song I bump very often at all, but I can tell you that Rockstar still fucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Nickelback might make the best white strip club music ever. You ever go into a white strip club and a chick that's the size of the rail of that light over there is just slow thrusting while fucking Nickelback's, look at this photograph. That's like a fucking go-to at the white strip club.
Yeah. If it's worth saving
She's saving up to go to Gathering of the Juggalos. She's just slow thrusting.
Yes.
Oh,
God.
God bless. By the way, have you done the Gathering of the Juggalos?
I've done it 9 times. Damn. I have tripped acid all 9 times. I was there the year they threw shit at Tila Tequila. Oh. I was there. It was awesome. It was so incredible. It was the greatest moment ever. She got on stage and they started booing her. And then she just like leaned into it and like pulls her top off and starts shaking her titties. And like, she thought like juggalos would be like, oh, well, no, we're going to cheer for that. These are juggalos, bitch. Everybody out here shaking their titties and fucking smells like my pecker. It's fucking, you know what I'm saying? Not because I'm a juggalo at heart, not because juggalos stink, but because they've been camping for 5 days in the woods in fucking 80 and 98 degree weather and doing drugs.
Listen.
Right? And you're shaking your tits and they just start throwing just bottles of shit and piss at her.
I'd like to point out I haven't met many juggalos that I've came away from being around and said, they smell nice.
Yeah, well, listen, I've got some of the best drugs and weed on earth. I can tell you this. If I have a car, oh, sorry about that.
Just pop it right on.
I've been fucking with this to the point, I've been trying to break it for
Just take it off.
Yeah. No, I want to plug the cash, you know. I might have did it, though.
There, it's on.
There we
That's
go.
good.
Look at
there
me.
you go.
Fucking let's go, son. If I break down on the side of the road and I see a car pull up with that hatchet man on the back.
Oh, you're good.
Thank you. The most genuine people. That's why I said I'll always be a juggalo at heart. Those people are the best people on earth. And you want to get good acid? You call a fucking juggalo. If you don't call a dude that's a fucking deadhead, if you got to either have a teddy bear tattooed on you or a hatchet man tattooed on you to give me any psychedelic except for you, Kev. It's literally.
It's so funny. There's like teachers now with like Hatchet Man tattoos and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. That were just tripping balls watching Tia Tequila get absolutely
Just wearing
shit
big
thrown
old
at her.
Janko pants.
For fucking sure.
Great Malenko jerseys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just fucking. Remember those Jinkos?
Oh yeah. You had a pair.
Do you remember? No. But
You never had a pair of
my
Jinkos?
cousin was a big juggalo.
I'm
though.
guilty. I had a pair of Jinkos.
But do you remember like the bottom of them? How
Yes.
like crusty they'd get because they drag under your
They would
shoe.
drag. Oh my god, I love crusty stuff though. You could probably tell.
But
Big
you could
fan
put
of
a whole
filth.
2-liter in the pocket.
Yeah. Oh, you could put anything. Listen, yo. This is the advantage of being fat. I have this pocket right here in my denim jacket. I can fit a bottle of tequila in. Smuggle it anywhere.
Wow.
True story. I normally have a bottle of tequila on me. When you were at the liquor store earlier, I thought that's what you were getting, so I didn't bring any.
No, I had to get water.
Oh,
Was there a drug bridge at the gathering of
yes,
the Juggalos?
it was the best bridge ever.
So there's like so at the gathering of the Juggalos. I don't know if it still is the case,
I gotta take you.
but there's a supposedly like a free drug bridge or some shit, right? And I heard there's like a fuck hut.
Yeah, dude, it's a community fucking
I
festival.
wonder what that smells like in there though. The fuck hut.
Well, I have a reference point, but it's just
Did you ever fuck in the fuck hut at the gathering?
I never fucked in the fuck hut at the gathering.
But you fucked.
I fucked at the gathering.
Nice.
The gathering fucks. It is awesome.
Yeah.
It will change. Listen, so they used to have at Cave in Rock, Illinois. The only way to get there was during the day by ferry. You had to take a ferry, or you had to drive like 4 hours around the other way to get there, or you could take a ferry over.
It was on private property, so they could do anything. Right?
Anything. It was a complete fucking chaos. It was absolute lawlessness. You know what the same thing at the gathering is? Mud parks. I play mud parks all the time. These festivals, these off-road ATV parks, they're the gathering for country people. They go out there and camp for 4 days and fucking, it's lawless. They do drugs, they fuck, they fucking drink themselves to sleep, they catch shit on fire, and they ride fucking four-wheelers. It is heaven on earth. It is the best experience I've ever. Every time I play one, I pull up early. I have somebody bring the four-wheelers out. We tear shit up. It is a blast. The gathering's the exact same way. It's just like, everybody's there for the music and peace. You don't hear people arguing. People are just talking shit to each other.
The Juggalo thing, it's like a family-oriented fan base, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, that's their whole thing is family. Yeah. Dude, I'll take you to one. They're a ball. I tried to play this one this year, but I had a scheduling conflict.
I've been to a few shows where they shoot Fago into the crowd.
Yeah. That's like the show. They do it the last night too, but
they did a tour with Tech Nine, Cottonmouth Kings, and Bone Thugs.
That was one of the biggest tours ever.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yes, what a fucking tour.
I saw them at Mesa Amphitheater.
What was the name of that tour? It had a crazy name too.
Yeah, it was like
really big.
They did Mesa Amphitheater, which is like 6,000 people sold out,
Yep.
and they were fucking launching 2 liters into the sky of Fago.
You know how hard it was to sell hard tickets back then? You couldn't you had to advertise like traditional ways.
True. Like I remember
Word of mouth radio,
you know how I used to
flyers.
I used to always just pick up a New Times, which is like a free newspaper in Arizona, and you just go in there and see what shows. That was the only way I knew what shows were coming.
Yeah.
Now it's like the internet.
I play Yellow Wolf has a fucking one of my favorite gathering stories ever. They shot a bottle rocket while he was performing. And he goes, at this moment, fucking true Yellow Wolf fashion, he goes, which they wasn't shooting it like to be mean. It's just a gathering, right? They're just fucking off. They're just shooting fireworks. And he goes, I bet you can't hit me with a bottle rocket. Dude, hundreds of juggalos just start shooting bottle rockets at Yellow Wolf. He's up there like, dude, he's slipping them like Tyson in 84. He's moving, boom, they're whizzing by, and he goes, ha ha, motherfuckers, and he's rapping while doing it. It was like one of the dopest things I've ever seen. Have you heard Yellow Wolf's rock album?
I love it.
It is so fucking good.
Yes.
Shout
Shout out Shooter Jennings.
Shout out to
the
Shooter Jennings.
make me a believer thing is crazy. The video's crazy.
Oh my God, the radio record.
Everything. I think I told him I was like, this feels like, it just feels like big. Like
Feels big. Arena rock.
Yes.
Old school arena rock.
Yeah.
It feels like, I told him this the other day. I was like, I feel like you should be opening up for like fucking Motley Crue or fucking like the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Like this shit sounds like you should be opening for the Rolling Stones. It's like
Big shit.
it's so fucking good. And I thought that was dope for him to do that, to get that loose with that right after coming off, the Mal Zero project, and then the Kasky shit.
Yeah, shout out to Shooter Jennings.
Yep.
Right?
Sometimes why?
That is Struggles' brother?
Struggles' uncle.
Struggles uncle.
Uncle Shooter's what we call him.
Would you and Struggle do another joint?
We're doing another one now.
You are.
We'll be putting those out until we're fucking like grumpy old men. Remember the grumpy old men movies? That'll be me and Struggle putting out projects when we're 70.
I remember the grumpy old man was I remember what was the guy's name? One had white hair and one had that big fucking nose. I
forgot the names of it, but it's like, well, that'll be me and Struggle. We'll be like putting out projects.
Yeah, he makes me feel really fat every time I see him on Instagram.
Listen, you want to fuck you.
That
Imagine
dude is
how
fucking
I feel.
jacked.
He looks like a fucking action figure.
Yeah, he's fucking...
Yeah, no, I fucking hate him.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah, no, I seen him. He's just walking around with his shirt off, fucking doing... He looks like he's a professional cage fighter.
He does.
Like, what the fuck is happening with you?
Yeah.
Dude? And I couldn't be doing more of the opposite. I'm just like fucking eating sandwiches and drinking myself into a coma every night and fucking waking up with a hangover and having to eat my way through it the next day. You know what I'm saying? Or blowing fucking cocaine boogers out. I'm having like the total opposite moment of my life than Struggle's having right now.
I just rewatched the first episode of fucking Snowfall. Did you see Snowfall?
Oh, yes.
You know, like that first episode, the FBI agent, I think a bitch blows cocaine up his ass and he dies, or it's the other way around. No, he blows cocaine up her ass and she dies, and then he has to clean up the body. I say that to say, have you ever snorted cocaine off of a woman's asshole?
Yes.
How was that?
Incredible. I think I did it to my wife, to be honest. When me and my wife first, my wife's sober now. But when we first got together, I was the docile one. Yeah, shout out to my wife, man. She is the sober one. But she was like a fucking mad woman when I first got with her. You know, I think the first 5 times I seen her, I just asked her for a bump in a Xanax bar. Like in passing, I was like, "You got a bump?" She's like, "Yep." And she'd feed me a fucking just big old fucking hogger. And then I'd be like, later that night, I'd bump into her again at some bar or some casino. I'd be like, "You got a Xanax?" She's like, "Yep." And she was like a Pez dispenser of drugs.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, literally. She was just like she was the mountain fairy in the bathroom, right? She was back to, she was just running around just feeding everybody.
But if you do too much cocaine, it's hard to fuck on that, right?
Oh, well, fuck. I mean, we've already discussed my struggles. I knew I would need a Blue Chew ×2 and a Miracle. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking...
Is it harder to fuck when you're at the size you are? In terms of just like the geometry of the situation?
Yeah, it's like playing fucking Twister. Left foot on yellow, right hand on red, move this here, set this on your back. You know what I'm saying? Turn this way.
I mean, I feel like you did have an era though where you lost a lot of weight.
I did. Yeah, I did. And believe it or not, let's be clear, I'm down like 25, 30 pounds. I joke
Which is
about
great.
it. I'm taking my health serious. I go see my cardiologist every 3 months.
But you're trying to get your shit
I'm
back
losing
together.
the weight at a good rate. I don't want to lose it too fast because of the heart. When people are like, I don't want to see nothing bad happen to you. Like, look, I used to do cocaine and sip lean, y'all. I'm going to be okay.
You're going to be fine.
Don't worry about me. I'm all right. I'm being facetious more often than not. But, yeah, it's like, fuck, I'll lose the weight again. Pandemic just fucking did it to me, just fucking.
Me too.
I never had to sit still.
I lost like 40 pounds during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Or I gained 40 pounds.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? You were like me, though. I never had to sit.
Yeah.
It was like the first time from years of touring that God was just like, no, you're going to just sit here.
You had to cancel some shows too, right?
Oh, fuck, a whole Tech 9 tour.
That's right.
57 cities or something.
That tour never happened.
It's the best tour that never took off.
Wow, I forgot that didn't
fucking
happen.
Heartbreaking. Now we have a gold record together that we've never even performed.
Creatures Gold?
Gold.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Me, him, and Calico.
Jeez.
It's fucking nuts.
I forgot. And then he had to redo it, but with Ritz.
Yep.
Shout out to Ritz.
And shout out to Ritz. Yeah. Still fucking out there slugging.
Still out there. Ritz is going to Ritz, man.
I can tell you this. Ain't nobody out rapping Ritz.
I don't disagree. I mean, he knows this. He knows how I feel about him.
No, ain't nobody out rapping Ritz, man. When he's in his bag, ain't nobody fucking with that dude, man.
I just hope one day Ritz can have an honest bio book because he has some of the craziest stories that he can never tell on camera.
Oh, it's a
wild boy, that Ritz.
No, that dude's fucking nuts. I'm a little crazy. He's a lunatic.
He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, he's crazy, bro.
It's been cool watching that whole scene and everybody grow the way they have.
For sure. For sure. Even like a guy like Kasky. Kasky's he records here. He just did his whole album here.
Yeah. No, I love what he's doing. You know, y'all talked about on the podcast. Obviously, we all got in a weird spot because Caskey ended up like dissing some other dudes that we associate with in the circuit, and it's like, I'm glad this somehow paralleled into this, because you know what hurts me about that whole situation is watching a bunch of really good dudes that don't know each other have a problem with each other, and me knowing every one of them personally and being like, y'all are all really good dudes though.
Like if you guys ever actually hung out.
Yeah, like if you knew Adam Calhoun's heart, and that dude is a fucking sweetheart, man. He's a good fucking father. He's a dedicated, you know, he's just like a good dude.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if you knew that about him, like how much he just celebrates other people winning and how much he's one of the first texts I get every time I do something cool. You, him, there's a group of people that every time something even looks cool, he's one of the first texts. He's like such a sweetheart. Caskey I've watched since he was a kid. Like that, he's a great dude. Like Caskey's not a bad dude.
Yeah, I don't know what the root of their issue is. I think that you know what I think, man? This is what I truly think. I think that during the pandemic, and I'm like a really independently thinking guy. I kind of consider myself like more in like the Joe Rogan lane of politics, right? Socially liberal. I want to protect my family. I want to be able to, you know, obviously within reason, have access to weapons, and you know, I do feel like 18-year-old kids who just graduated high school shouldn't be able to go buy 2 AR-15s without taking a class or something. Right. I'm not saying take the guns. Right. Just like, you know, maybe go through a course before you get something like that. But I do think that like a guy like Adam Calhoun, who I didn't know anything about except for when Caskey, because I'm close with Caskey. Right, of course. And then the first thing I just see is all this politics shit, this, you know, the MAGA shit. And to me, I'm like, all right, well, anybody who rides that, it'd be like if there was a Joe Biden, like a rapper riding for Joe Biden. I'd be like,
crazy, right?
What the fuck's wrong with y'all?
For sure.
And so, you know, and that's why, like, I like when I saw that, I was just like, yeah, dude, like I don't get that shit. And to me, like at the end of the day, people make music for all types of audiences. Right. And, you know, I think a guy like Struggle is like a perfect example of somebody who may feel however he feels, but he's just making music and he's not like making it in a divisive way that makes fans feel that they have to shoot. Like, does that make sense what I'm saying?
No, totally. It's like, that makes more sense than anything. And I live in the complete opposite world of everybody. I don't have an opinion about this shit at all. Like, I hate our government. I hated our government with every president we've had since I was like 14 because they charged me as an adult for a crime I committed when I was fucking 15 years old. They took every right I have away from me, and because of that, I am personally protesting our government. I have been forever. Right. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I think it's all a divide and conquer thing. I think a two-party system is just meant for failure. Right? So I don't get wrapped up in none of that shit. But my thing is, too, is that I tell you this story, and this is where it changed my perspective. My brother's here. He knows this to be true. My father was, I don't think I've ever said this publicly. My father was a progressive man. He probably leaned a little liberal in his older age, right? My uncle was a progressive man that leaned a little conservative in his older age. They grew up together 3 years apart, best fucking friends from birth, right. In their 70s. My father was more of a Methodist church kind of man, which is a kind of a portion of a Catholic thing. Not a portion, but it rides that fence of kind of direct to the scripture, real stand-up, pray, simple. You know, my uncle at the time especially was more of a Pentecostal guy, which is more of, you know, there's a big difference, right? One day when my dad was dying, I said, how have you and Uncle Buford been best friends for all these years? And y'all don't agree about anything. My father set me straight. He said, what are you talking about? We don't agree about anything. He said, we slightly disagree about 2 things. We agree about 1,000 things. Right. He's like, I don't understand why the world wants to talk about the 2 things they don't agree about instead of the 1,000 things we can make progress with that we do agree about. Right? And that just changed the way I look at life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, immediately I look past it. So I guess it's like even with the shit, I don't think I'm old school enough to think that, I don't know what I think about politics being in music, right? It's been around as long as we've been around.
Well, yeah,
Bob
about
Dylan
Public
was making
Enemy.
protests. Public Enemy was making protest music. Rage Against the Machine. It's been happening.
Of course.
So, it's funny. I was thinking about it. Like when Adam and them first started rapping, I would look at that like, oh, dude, these dudes are like, this isn't protest music. They're agreeing with the government. And then there's a regime switch in America, right? The political parties changes, and suddenly it's like, oh, well, that's protest music now. And that just showed me how unstable the foundation of America is in itself, right?
Yeah, I guess with that dude, I don't know much about his whole catalog. I guess I've just seen a few things.
He's got some stuff that's really dope.
But then I've seen like there's other guys like, I'll see like the dude from Florida. What's that dude's name? The MAGA rapper dude, Blow.
Yeah. Now that to me,
that shit is just corny.
It's corny to me because I know what he was doing before he was doing that.
He was doing the blue hair, fucking bootleg riffraff shit. I lived with St. Pete when he was doing
100%. He was doing like the white Rick Ross thing, right?
Yeah,
it was 100%. Like his angle, and to each their own.
To me, it's like low hanging fruit
for sure,
and it's like the artistic integrity is like, yo, you're kind of like putting all your eggs in this basket.
Right.
But that basket has a ceiling that's this high.
For sure. No.
And I guess when you've been making shitty rap music for as long as that guy has, any fandom, you're going to be like, well, I'm making money over here, so I'm going to lean into this shit. But to me, it's just like divisive. But I do think, like I said, like, it's important, like, for me, if I don't agree with somebody on certain shit, I have people in my life who will cut people off based on like their opinion on one or two things.
Oh yeah.
And to me, that's never like productive.
No, it's like, and I guess that goes back to my thing with them was like, I know Adam outside of the music. I know Kasky outside of the music. I know everybody was politically charged in that moment, except for Jelly Roll, because fuck our government forever. But it's one of those things where like, I know these dudes to be good dudes. Mm-hmm. So you look when that happens and you're like,
just not necessary.
I wish I could get y'all together to just like talk like responsible dudes, like, you know what I mean? Like y'all have so much, like y'all would actually have a hilarious
tons in common. Yeah, they probably got tons.
You'd have a fucking hilarious conversation. Tom McDonald's the same way,
right? That dude's from Canada, right?
Yeah, he's from Canada, but he's fucking.
I don't like, again, like I did, because he's independent, and I'm also kind of like when he does a lot of the YouTube rap shit, like and I watched a vlog he did about him and that dude's album being fucked on Billboard, and I watched that because I was actually interested in that because I'm like, yo, as an independent artist, that's crazy what that dude's doing. Now I might not fuck with his music,
right? But it's insane the business he's built,
right? And it's like just him and his girl.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's the shit I can look past.
And I'm like, yo, this is respectable. Like, like I might not agree with, like, I might not be a fan of like his shit. Like, it's just not for me. But I can at least appreciate an independent artist doing that kind of shit. That shit's crazy.
He's got a record he put out called Scars. It's like a rock kind of driven record that's fucking incredible songwriting. And that's kind of where I live with everybody, right? Yeah. Like, I'm just always looking for, I don't know, I guess I'm a songwriter. So I'm kind of overlooking all that other shit anyway. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, does he have a song I thought was written really well? And Adam's got a few. Kasky's got a lot. Yellow Wolf's got more than probably anybody. Struggle's got a ton. These are dudes that I'm just like Ritz, that I can just look at and be like, yo, I don't give a fuck if you were the biggest Biden supporter on earth. This song fucks. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I tell you this much, it's like, listen, R. Kelly's a piece of shit.
I love his music.
You're not going to get me to quit listening to I Wish.
I agree.
You just can't do that to me, dude. I'm sorry. Cancel me.
I agree.
Fuck it. How about this?
Separate the art from the artist.
Somebody cover it then. But don't take a song that I played at funerals away from me because this man's a scumbag. Somebody cover it. Like, don't tell me something about Michael Jackson, and Human Nature is one of my favorite songs ever. Somebody cover it. If there's a better version out there, I'll bump it. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure. But it's like, man, that fucking song. Dude, I've cried dozens of tears to I Wish.
It's a great record. I love R. Kelly's probably my favorite R&B singer ever. Outside of him being a piece of shit, strictly discography, music, 12 play.
Yeah. If I didn't know his name or know that he pissed on little girls or watched the fucking Wild R. Kelly series, that was fucking nuts. Oh my God. If I didn't know that, it was just the voice through the radio, I'd be like, yo, this fucking slaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How do you like? Do you even participate? We were talking about the politics. Should you vote? Do you like? Are you able to vote?
I can't
because of being a felon.
Yeah, man. Fuck our government, dude. You know who I want to vote for?
Ooh.
Who gives me the right to vote? You show me this guy, I rally behind him tomorrow. I don't care what party he's a part of. The dude who's like, yo, because listen, I'm fighting to get into Canada. Fighting.
Oh, right. It's tough, right?
Tough, dude. New Zealand. There's a ton of places that
you can't
go to.
Because you're a felon.
Life-changing money is sitting over there for me.
What do you have to get done to get into Canada? Like,
dude, I've got to get a minister's permit. I've got to get a lawyer. It's going to cost $100,000 to even see if it can happen. I'm going to have to just throw $100,000 into a wishing well. Dude, I just had to pay like $30,000 to get a passport. Just to be able to leave America. I just had to go clean up so much shit just to be able to leave America for my criminal record. It's like, and I love when somebody for sure will comment on this. Felons can vote. Felons can do this. And they're going to put up a bunch of links that I've already went to and tried to figure out. Tennessee has a zero forgiveness policy for violent offenders. Unfortunately, I was 15 years old. I'm not proud of it. I committed a violent offense that they deemed hard enough for me to be charged as an adult. 3 years before, a year and a half before I fucking grew a sack of hair on my sack,
wow.
I was charged as an adult. 3 years before I was allowed to buy a pack of cigarettes, 5 years according to the age thing now, which I just found out yesterday, you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes now. That's how much I don't give a fuck about policies and politics. I missed that completely.
Right.
But 3 years for it, ultimately what I'm getting at here is because of something I did when I was a child, the government has taken away tons of rights from mine. The right to vote, getting homeowner insurance was next to impossible, renting houses, renting buildings to work out of, studios. There's so many things associated with being a felon.
You're fucked. That's like when they always say like you almost have to lie on a job application.
You have to, for sure. So it's like I go through all these struggles, and then you want me to talk about you should speak up about politics. You don't want to hear my rant, motherfucker. Fuck our government. It fucked me. Fucked me.
I think we're just like in a place where the far right and the far left are controlling the narrative and dividing a country that most people agree on more shit than they don't.
For sure.
But the extreme opposite of each side is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, are we in the fucking episode of the fucking Family Guy or South Park?
It's the hardest thing to watch. It goes back to just divide and conquer. It's all divisive.
All divisive, man.
Any system is that way. It's just it's made to eat us from the inside out.
Yeah,
and it's just
getting worse though. I feel like it's getting worse.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse.
It's crazy, man.
And I'll start speaking more publicly about how I feel about politics when they start making shit right by us. And that's just how I feel. I feel like everybody's. I don't know. I'm bitter. I hold a grudge against our government. I think in
Florida, if you're a felon, you can vote.
Yeah, you can in Tennessee if you have a forgivable felony.
The violent thing.
Yeah, it's like I have to get a governor's pardon, which I'm working on. I'm talking to Bill Lee
you're
now.
kind of, you're a big guy now.
Yeah, and it's like I work in good circles. We have a Democratic mayor in Nashville. We're friends. We get along well.
Nice.
I have a Republican governor. We're friends and we get along well. I do a lot for the community. I'm always trying to push the ball forward. I'm big. I'm donating 100% of the money from the Bridgestone Arena show to at-risk youth. I'm building a music center inside of the Juvenile downtown.
Wow.
And we're putting together with the Youth Impact Rear, shout out to Robert Sher, we're building a aftercare program that kids will be corner pointed to if they get charged as juveniles. I'm fixing to put my money where my mouth is. It's going to be a lot of money. It's going to make a big difference in the city.
You're selling out your hometown and then putting that money right back into the city.
100% of it, dude.
That's big, man.
And I'm matching it.
On top of
that.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you what the number is off camera.
That's a lot, man. I'm sure it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Sounds like about $250,000.
You're warm,
yeah,
but not hot.
That's crazy.
Tell you that much. It's a lot of money.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
What is like?
Because that's what I'm passionate about, right? So when people are like, "What do you think about whatever's happening in the world today?" I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can help some 14-year-old kid not throw his life away at 14.
Not make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah, dude, they wouldn't let me into community college because of my felonies.
What?
I had a community college that couldn't get me the money because of my felonies.
That shit is crazy.
And you're talking about, dude, I was fucking 15, man. Thank God it worked out the way it worked out for me, but
yeah.
Dude, I could have been a fucking doctor or something. I don't know.
You never
sky's
know.
the limit. The way I'm driven, I could have been a fucking brain surgeon.
You didn't do anything.
I'm helping more people doing music. So
do you think that you catching that felony at that age puts you on a path?
For sure. And my big problem with this is you're not talking about a decision that like adults make, right? We're not talking about like the revolving door of a grown man who needs to change his life. Like you're talking about a kid. Like these kids don't know any better. Mm-hmm. They're just products of their environment. They're just trying to figure out what's next for them. That's fucking fucked up. They don't get that there's another opportunity. I didn't realize there's no way. I was in my mid-20s before I realized how much I fucked up at 15. Mm. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like before my brain could actually go, oh my God, I like really fucked up.
If you don't mind sharing, what happened?
It was a robbery case.
Okay.
It was a robbery case. And we were just kids. You know, the saddest part is we were robbing a guy for weed. But one of the other guys in there wasn't a weed dealer and had some money and a watch or something. We were just fucking neighborhood kids, man. Doesn't make it right.
Right.
I'm embarrassed by it. I never talk about it. You're the first podcast I ever said what the charge was. I'm extremely embarrassed by this, right? I'm nowhere near that man now, but 37-year-old man, 20 fucking 1 years later, 22 years later, I had to explain that to my home insurance, my homeowner insurance people. They tried to charge me more for being at risk.
Wow.
You know what I mean? When you're just like, are you fucking, you know. I had a moment the other day where my child's mother, Bailey's mother's Felicia, and she's sober now. She was hooked on heroin for a while. I'm proud of her. She's sober. And me and the wife do everything we can to help her.
Custody of your daughter.
We still do.
Full custody.
Yeah, still do. Me and my wife. My wife made all that happen. Bunny and her really close, Bunny and Felicia, Bailey's mother. And she calls us and goes, hey, I'm trying to move closer to Bailey. I'm a felon. Can you get us a place? Can I put a place in your name? And I don't think twice. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I got you, dude. I got whatever. You know, I'll go fill out, send the application over. I'll fill it out right now. I forgot I'm a felon. So it fucking fires back on me. And then she can't get the, now we're double down and fuck. So we got to find a new place and put it in Bunny's name. You know what I mean? It's like, I haven't been on the lease of any house that I didn't own ever.
You know what's crazy is when me and my wife first moved to Cali, I had a misdemeanor and she had some DUI shit.
Right.
And you would have thought that we were murderers. The way people were like denying our fucking, our shit.
Yeah.
Like it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, for sure.
It's crazy.
No, it's fucking, our system is fucked in so many ways.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're a felon, it's almost like having the scarlet letter in society.
Right.
It's like, dude, like you really almost is like impossible for you to really have like a normal fucking life. You really need help from other people to like get shit or to like you need someone to take a chance, give you an opportunity.
Getting good jobs. Do you know what's crazy is that I couldn't be in the medical field if I wanted to. There's like 4 or 5 industries that just won't accept you as a felon.
And even if you get the job and maybe you want to be a supervisor or a manager, you can't.
No, there's a wall. Even if there's jobs that'll let you get there, it's like, no, we just
you could never move up because they look at you like, oh, you're a fucking felon.
No, it's as wrong as it can be. It's sad.
Yeah, I think that's some broken shit, man.
Yeah.
Like there's like no forgiveness, like no societal forgiveness.
No.
I get it if you like fucking, you know, are a fucking creep or you did some weird shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But like,
I say it all the time. I think fucking pedophiles should be shot on national TV every Friday for our enjoyment.
It's a great fucking.
I think they should tell us a story. They should show us the family's pain. They should show us the weirdo, and we should get to watch him beheaded. They should sell it like pay-per-views and then give that money to the family.
I'd watch
every Friday. I'd pay every Friday. They'd get $20 out of me every Friday to watch them behead a pedophile. Right? You know what I'm saying? If it went like, you know, trust me, I'm not, you know, I'm just on the justice reform as far as like the decisions.
Of course, especially if you do some stupid shit as a kid.
For sure.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
If you stay, I think if you stay.
Give me an opportunity to restitute it out.
Yeah.
Like, let me go give these dudes whatever they think they lost times 50. And then square it up with these dudes that we robbed 22 years ago. And then let me, you know, like make me, I don't care if I have to work for it. Just give me a fucking option. Like, just don't say, no, man, it's our state policy. You get zero forgiveness for that.
Or like, if you're out of the system long enough, it like doesn't show up, or I don't know.
For sure. Something where, it's just whatever.
So what is next? Obviously, Jimmy Kimmel is a big deal. I'm sure you're excited for that. But what about just in terms of, I know you for a while were Are you technically independent? Are you still? I know
No,
you got
we're
a
still independent.
distribution
We have
situation.
So I have a deal with Broken Bow Records, which is BMG, which I looked up that Dickie plaque and thought about that. And it is a deal, but I did maintain ownership of my masters,
which is huge.
It's a big deal. It's the deal is incredible, and the deal is so incredible that I'm not allowed to talk about it.
That's fucking.
But
great.
The deal is incredible. It's awesome. It's a great deal. I'm happy, and I don't know a lot of people in record deals that are happy.
Most people aren't.
Yeah, and I've been completely independent my whole career, so I know the other side of that happiness, and I'm happier now.
Yeah,
you know they've done everything they said they were going to do times 2. I think they're worth every penny we pay them. You know, I am in love with this deal, and
is there going to be a big? Are you going to be announcing a tour anytime soon?
No, you know we're touring. You know, I'm Shinedown later this year. I got a bunch of Brantley Gilbert dates. We're like on the road nonstop still. So
I know you're doing a lot of shows.
I got shows in Florida Thursday and Friday of this week. Jesus. I'll literally fly straight from Bert Kreischer's podcast to go do a show. Is the plan. Yeah, I'm going to do over 100 shows this year. I'm going to announce next year will be a big proper tour for me, though. It'll be like
you're headlining, your big headlining.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously you've had a bunch of headlining tours, but this will be like the headlining tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what is like, if you were to get booked, like what do you say is like your average cap, like for a solo Jelly Roll show if someone books you?
5,000 to 12,000 now.
Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, for sure. Few markets we might still play 35 and 4s, but
that's so big.
I suspect that if we don't play I suspect that we'll either play the Honda Center when we come back or we'll play the Palladium 2 nights in a row. That's my guess. That's my guess now.
That's fire.
That's my guess. That's my hope. God willing, we go straight to the Hollywood Bowl or something next summer.
How's LA as a market for you?
I'm anxious to see.
Because LA's an interesting
it's a tough
place.
Market. I don't come out here enough, but I do know that like Northern California, Cali country is a big market for me. That's for sure. We're doing Aftershock this year in Sacramento.
Oh shit.
The rock festival, so that'll be huge. Hopefully that'll bring some eyes. I just don't come out here enough.
Yeah, you don't, man. It's been a while.
It's rough, man. It's a big travel, dude.
It is a hike.
Yeah, it's a big travel.
What's it, 5 hours? 4?
Yeah, about 4 hours and 45 minutes in the air. It was rough.
You get first class?
Yeah.
Gotta get that first class.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm too fat to sit anywhere else on that plane. I'll tell you that much.
Do they charge it twice?
If I had to get 2 seats, if I do it any other way.
Oh, really?
I don't have to, but I do just because I respect, I don't want nobody pushed up on me neither.
Yeah. It's like no matter what, you got a stranger cuddling on your left and right.
Yeah, it's like either way, I want to be as comfortable as possible. I just don't like the concept of flying anyways, which is why I got just blackout drunk today doing it. It's just a weird fucking thing to me.
The worst is when you eat an edible going on a flight thinking that it's going to like help you go to sleep. But
I'm playing the Honda Center this year, by the way. You got to come out.
Oh, for
me
sure.
Me and Shinedown. Yeah, we're doing a big spot in San Diego too. Soma.
That sounds right.
I'll look at the dates, but we got a lot of shit coming right around here.
Have you ever had where you ate an edible on a plane and freaked the fuck out?
I have a eat an edible and freak the fuck out once a week moment. Planes, not planes, just where I just overserve myself. You know what I'm saying? Where there's a thin line. Because like even this, I can eat these, and if I eat too many, it'll get wild, but I know, I can kind of get
weed
myself
edibles there. Like a little crazier than shrooms if you do too much?
If you eat too much of them, it gets fucking weird. It's all anxiety.
And it almost like you can't do anything.
No. Fuck no.
It like paralyzes you.
Listen, man, it turns into a psychedelic spiritual experience fast. Dude, I ate some Rick Simpson oil pills the other day.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this on the phone? Oh, this is a great story, too. I come home really drunk, and the wife's out of town, and I hop on the game. I'm playing like Call of Duty or something at like 5 in the morning. And I had a Rick Simpson oil pill, like RSO. I take it. I don't think nothing of it. I'm so drunk I forgot I took it. So I look over and I take another one. 30 minutes later, I'm so lit, I take a third one. I only know the number because I had 4. And I woke up with 1. So this is me assuming, this is me like reverse engineering how my night went south.
Right.
Right? At one point, my niece comes and wakes me up on the couch. I'm asleep with a controller in my hand. The sun is blaring through the house at 7:45 in the morning. I'm shirtless, sockless, and in my boxers. Imagine that look. And she wakes me up and goes, "Hey, are you going to go to bed?" And I stumble to the bed, and I fall asleep sitting up in the bed watching Family Guy, like back to the thing, for 10 hours, Kev. And I woke up with the worst anxiety I've ever woke up with. I felt like my body was vibrating. Everything about it was wrong. I took like the Adam Sandler longest piss. Remember that old Adam Sandler CD, the world's longest? I mean, I pissed for like 3 minutes straight, it felt like. I pissed for so long, I stopped and sat down. I was tired of standing up trying to piss. My body was vibrating. I had the worst anxiety of my life the entire next day.
Yeah, eating weed is... I just had a bad experience about 2 weeks ago, bro, and I don't know if I could ever... I don't know, man. My worst nights of my life have been too much edibles.
Yeah, no.
Like, I could eat a lot of shrooms, and, like, I'll fucking... It'll be out there, but
I'll ground myself.
Yeah, eating weed is dangerous, man, and it's not even the same thing as smoking. It's not even close. It's like
you feel that stomach churn, and you know you fucked up.
Yeah,
you feel it in your gut, and you're like, "Oh no, this ain't it, man. This is fixing."
And you can also hallucinate.
Yes, I've hallucinated.
Yeah, the worst time I've ever had, I ate cake pop on my way to Yellow Wolf and Ritz's show in Phoenix, and. This was like 2013, 12, something like that. And I was like new to eating weed, so I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, oh, it's a cake pop. So I ate the whole thing. I guess I was only supposed to eat a quarter of it.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like 100 milligrams.
Ain't that fucked up how they do that to you? They give you 200 milligrams in something this big, and they're like, just eat a slither of it.
So I didn't think, so I didn't think much of it, you know. And I interviewed Ritz on the bus, and it didn't hit me.
Right.
And then he was going to go on stage, and I was in the crowd, and it hit me like a ton of bricks at once. And I couldn't move my legs. No. I was stuck in a standing position, and I could, have you ever been so high in a place with a bunch of people where you could look across the room full of thousands of people and hone in on someone's conversation?
Yes.
From very far away?
Yes.
So I felt like I had like superpowers. And then I look on stage, and Ritz is performing, and Garfield the cat is the cartoons up there with like slot machine $sign eyes going. And I was just like, my boy Gio was with me, and I was like, bro, do you see the cat on stage? And I couldn't move. I was stuck, bro. Oh my. And then I was puking everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And then everything that could have happened. What was the name of Wolf's fucking extremely aggressive road manager? Brooklyn.
That was his name.
Yeah. So I'm like on the side of the stage, fucking tripping the fuck out.
Right.
All the random crazy shit that could happen in front of somebody who was tripping happened. This dude, Brooklyn, pulls some dude off from the crowd, drags him to the side. He's 2 feet away from me, just beating the shit out of this fucking guy. And I'm just like, bro, it was crazy.
Yeah, no, Brooklyn was fucking wild. He didn't look like he was wild neither.
Wild boy.
He was aggressive.
Normal looking guy.
Yes, sir. Just fucking did not look like the guy that would
fucking
just
put paws on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, all the time.
All the fucking time.
God.
Yeah, so you got, obviously you got music out now, but what's coming the rest of the year?
Oh, dude, speaking of Brooklyn, side note, I got Bobby Straight Edge on tour with me now.
Shout out to Bobby. Good guy.
Got Straight Edge out there. It's been awesome.
Shout out to Bobby.
His first weekend was last weekend, and it was incredible.
Yeah, he's a
good guy. Felt good to have the homie back. Yeah. He just did the tech tour, too. He's road managing one of our buses. Dude, I'm cooking. You know, I got probably 20, 30, 40 songs on my phone that I feel great about. I mean, you know how typical songwriter, I got 100 songs on my phone, but
I'm sure the collaboration opportunities are getting bigger for you too.
They are. And I'm really, really kind of reaching out for what I want to do. And I'm just taking you know what I'm doing with this album I've never done? I'm kettle cooking it. It's
slow cook.
Dude, it's in the kettle pot, dude. I'm not putting this one on the skillet. I got this one in the smoker. This ain't on the grill. You know what I mean? When I pull this one out, it's going to fall off the bone, baby.
Oof.
And that's my goal. You know what I mean? I'm like obsessing about songs. Like obsessing about them. So
has the country industry is a very, it feels like they're very like, it's like this, right?
Yeah.
Have they embraced you?
So far, so good, man. You know what's really helped me?
Like some good old boys club type shit, kind of, right?
There's some good old boy club shit there, and there's some gatekeepers, but it's like, I think the country music has been missing what we bring to it. And this is what I was telling Struggle the other day, because we're kind of working on a country record with him. Well, he's working on a country record. I'm trying to talk him into putting it out. But they haven't had the kind of like raw authenticity and outlaw shit that we bring to country music.
Since what, the 70s?
Since the 70s. they've had versions of it, like my boy Brantley Gilbert that came in the early 2000s, you know, but it's like they haven't had it in so long that it's
and
kind
like
of,
really authentic.
right, you know.
Yeah.
Like somebody who just doesn't give a fuck, you know, and it's like, and they know I'm a good dude, like at heart. They know the story, you know, my parenting, my relationships, people that have been around me forever know that I'm not a bad human. But they also know that I'm a bit of a wild card and don't give a fuck. And they kind of love it. They love that there's going to be a clip that's going to come out of this podcast where I'm talking about my pecker smelling bad, right? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, where traditionally it'd be like there'd be a publicist in a room in a country interview, like, what the fuck? Cut it right now. I want to watch you delete that part. Where they just kind of know that I'm always going to be a little bit of a loose cannon. And that's credit to Jonathan Loba, the head of Broken Bow Records, the president. You'll meet him this week. And I can't wait for you to meet him. But Loba's got my back. He's like, look, man, we know we're not mistaken with who we signed. So every now and then somebody will kind of ruffle some feathers about something I say that's wild, and Lobo will just be like, look, that's our guy. We know Jelly's
You're not a robot, bro.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't start the interview with, well, I grew up in a town with 300 people right outside of, you know.
Yeah, I feel like the country
East
this shit is so
Arkansas.
overly packaged.
Yeah.
It feels very like everything's so on purpose and so like unorganic. It's like,
well, there's a lot of people. It's changing now because country music radio is getting bold and not afraid, which is awesome. But there was a long time where it was packaged, right? Like, find a guy who has the right look, decent voice, hook him up with hit songwriter, hook him up with hit producer, hook him up with stylist, dress him a certain way, give him media training, send him on a radio tour.
like the Nashville version of K-pop.
100%, right? And then you send him on a media tour and then insert big record here, you know? So,
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of those country guys come and go.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's like, who's the new
Well,
guy?
it's also weird because country music is another genre like other genres where you'll have a dude who will have 3 or 4 number 1 records that can't sell out the Troubadour.
And no one knows what the fuck he looks like.
Clueless. And can't literally put him on the radio like, hey, your guy who sung you these 5 songs in the last 2 years is
Do
playing
they
at the
relate to you?
Troubadour.
Do they love you? Do they know who the fuck you are? That's the same shit with the rap shit. That's why I tell people, I'm like, yo, like, dude, just because you got hits don't mean people. What really tells you is how are your heart tickets.
Can you make people care?
Can you make people give a fuck about you enough to where they'll spend their hard-earned money to come see
100%.
you perform your art?
And it's important that you take that money serious, right? It's like, you know what I think about before I do shows? I look at the line every night, somebody will go do a video, and I think about how much of a pain in the ass it is for me and my wife to have a date night, right? Like, how hard is it for you and your wife to have some y'all time?
It is tough.
Right?
It is tough. So busy, so much shit going on.
So think about, you went out of your way to make this night happen.
Like, this is your date night.
This is your shit.
Yeah, like you're here to have a great time.
Man, I can't
This
drop
is the
the
highlight
ball
of
on
your
you,
month.
baby. This is it.
Yeah.
This might be the highlight of the year.
Yeah.
This might be the only time y'all got a babysitter in a hotel room, filled the car
Yeah.
up, put on your best outfit. I imagine her ordering clothes. I imagine her standing in the mirror, curling her hair. I imagine him sitting on the couch wishing that bitch would hurry.
Wow.
I imagine all these scenarios I've been in.
You're like,
You know, I
gotta
think about that before
I gotta
go on stage.
deliver.
I think about that.
Yeah.
I literally like obsess about that thought.
Wow.
I think about the dude who saved the money to get the ticket and then saved a little extra cash for some beer and some merch and didn't tell his old girl. So she thinks they're on a strict budget and he walks in with a little chunk on him she don't know he's got. Oh, baby, I've got a little extra bread. Look, check us out. Grab you a shirt. Let's go get some. We're going to drink all night. Fuck it. No, we don't want the cheap beer. Get us a Bud Light.
Most artists don't approach it that way. They're entitled, man.
I just look at it like, man, that's crazy. I know, because I know how much of a pain in the ass, and I'm financially stable, and I know how hard it is for me and my wife to just make a night. I can only imagine, think about, man, this dude had to go argue with he had to go bow and kiss the ring of his in-law for a babysitter. Right. You know what I mean? He had to go sit down with the mother-in-law he hates and go, hey, I really, really need a night. I've got a chance to go see this Jelly Roll guy a couple hours up the street. I got a hotel room. Can you please? And the fucking mother-in-law's got a list of demands. He's got to cut her grass or some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? I know what's happening. So I think about that shit before I do a show every night.
That shit's crazy. Most artists should have that approach, man.
Yeah, I think about that in every aspect.
All right, so Troubadour this week.
Troubadour. Tomorrow. We're going to fucking
by the time
party.
this comes out, the show would have already happened.
Yeah. There'll be clips out on your Instagram story.
Jimmy Kimmel.
That's
That's out. Go watch
Big
that.
tour.
Big tour.
Putting out. I'll probably drop an album this year. November, I'm guessing.
Album in November.
Yeah. I'll be rapping on there. I got a rap project I'm working on too. I'm going to drop another rap project. Like strictly, I'm not like a band.
Gotta remind them.
Roots. Yeah. For sure. Every now and then.
You
I
did a
can still spit.
freestyle, I feel like, was it last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, about a year ago. I still do them every
What beat
now and
was
then.
it over?
I thought I was going to spit here, but you never hit me.
I
I got
did you
treated
see
like
my
a country
tweet?
artist. Don't tell me you tweeted me about spitting, because I'd have came ready to spit. I could probably still spit, really.
Hold on. Let me just show you what I tweeted you. Hold on. Jelly Roll 615. I said, hold on. Where's it at? Someone tell Jelly Roll have some bars for my show on his trip to LA in June.
Oh, God, if I'd have seen that. I was joking with my wife. Asked me specifically. She was
There
like,
it is.
She was like, "Are you going to go spit?" I was like, "Oh my God, Bubba, you're verified on here, right?"
Not on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I am.
We got to figure that out.
On Instagram, I am. I don't know how to get verified on Twitter.
I'll figure it out.
I feel like it just happens.
I'll look into it.
Well,
There has to be a way.
missed out on that one.
I'm in town a couple days.
Well, listen, man. Proud of you, buddy. What the fuck's playing?
All right, pull up a beat. No.
I'm super proud of you, though.
I love you, man. Thanks
Love
for
you
having
too.
me. I've been wanting to do this. It means a lot to you. Let me come in here and talk about shit I never talk about.
And I'm just happy for you, man.
Ditto,
You're a great
Papa.
guy, and I'm glad the whole world is finally catching on, my G.
Let's fucking go.
Boom, Jelly Roll.
Bootleg cab, bitch.